Stay. How's it going, guys? Welcome to Crafting Cars. Today we're going to be doing a big brake upgrade on the BRZ for the front here. Now what it is, actually I'll let you open this box up. Basically what we did was we got some front calipers off of a Cadillac CTS-V, and then we got some nice Wagner brake pads here for the front calipers. And Ashley's going to show you what this bad boy looks like. There they go. Freaking huge. They're going to be huge. Just like that. They do come when you get them new with the Cadillac on there. We're going to leave that on just to kind of throw people off. But make people wonder what the heck is going on. And then, so since we're running the bigger calipers, that means that we are also going to be running bigger rotors. These are off of a 2004 STi. These are 12.8 inches, much bigger than the factory ones on the BRZ now. And the thing that's going to make all of this possible is in this box right here, from BWC. Let's see, they send you with a couple of wheel spacers if you need them. And some hardware, comes with some nuts and bolts. And here's what makes all the magic happen. These are adapters to allow the caliper to bolt up to the factory bolt holes on your BRZ and make everything work. So first we're going to pop all the old stuff off, take the old brake line off, everything like that, so we can make room for this. And there is a little bit of modification. But other than that, it's all pretty much straightforward and simple and cheap for a lot more stopping power. So with that said, let's get this knocked out. Alrighty, so now we have the car jacked up and the wheel off. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take the caliper off and the rotor off and set those aside since we don't need them anymore. And when we go to the back and pop this banjo bolt off, right there, when you pop that off, I'm going to have the other caliper there and ready so we can quickly disconnect it and connect it to the new caliper. That way we lose as little amount of fluid as possible. Let's get to it.
I fall in love too easily. I fall in love too easily. I fall in love.
Alright, so as you can see, we got the rotor and the caliper off. Here's the old caliper and here's the old rotor. One other thing that I forgot to mention before was that the dust shield does need to come off. If you want to keep it, they say you can trim it to accept the bigger rotors and the caliper, but it doesn't do much for me, so took it off. So that's sitting right over here. It's just a couple of 12mm bolts. Now next up, for this new bracket, it looks a little something like this. It's a nice piece of CNC machined aluminum. We got this set from BWC, and looking at this, this hole here we're gonna have to drill out, and this hole here we're gonna have to drill out to 9/16, which is approximately 14mm. Which is that. So we got some new hardware here. These are 14mm. And then one other thing that we're gonna have to screw or drill out is actually gonna be this bottom knuckle. So that's gonna have to be a 14. Yeah, I know what you guys are saying. I'll never be able to go back to factory, but you can pick up these knuckles. These cars are so common and available that you can pick up a new set of factory knuckles, no problem. So I'm not too worried about that. And we're gonna be using some WD-40 for some lube, since this is actually gonna be some pretty hard metal there. So once you drill these all out and rechamfer everything, we'll pick you guys up. Alright, so as you saw, we drilled all those holes out. Now this bottom hole will accept an M14 bolt. And this one we left factory because we actually have some M12 bolts with a nut that'll work for that. So you see that won't fit. That's okay. And then on the bracket here, you can see we chamfered the edges all real nice with a tool. And now these nice and snug with 14s. So now what we do is this bolts up. It's really important that the part that sticks out faces out like that, so it just slides right in there. As you can see, it goes behind the original 2 mounting holes and right up like that. We'll put that nut one here, and then we'll grab the rotor, throw that on, and then the M14s go straight through these into the actual caliper. Before we put anything on though, it is super important to remember to put on this wheel spacer. It's just a little, I think it's like a 3 or 5 millimeter spacer behind the rotor. And once you find the 5/0 behind, so that sits just like that. And that allows the rotor to sit out just far enough so it won't make contact with the inside of the caliper. And now we're all set to go ahead and start bolting up the bracket and the caliper. All right, so now you can see that the caliper is nice and mounted up. So we're gonna grab our pads. I picked up a set of Wagner thermoquiets, and these you're gonna put the side with the 2 holes up, and they just slide in from the outside, so you don't put them on before. And then the other side is the same way. Just slide them in, and you wanna line them up. I don't know if you can see that hole there. There's another one, a little bit bigger. Oh yeah, you can see that on this side. And the brake set comes with a set of these. It's got like a little retainer clip on the end here, and this side is nice and small, and you can see that fits just barely right inside there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to feed it from the far side all the way in, and once you get inside here, then you're going to want to pound this all the way in so that it sits flush with this end. And then before you put the bottom pin in, you want to make sure to have this guy in. And this guy sits like this, and once we get this first pin in, like so, you can just slide that in and through, just like that. Now that tab is just gonna sit right underneath there, and it's nice to have 2 people because then you're gonna push and fold it down like that while he feeds the other side through. And it's gonna hit my thumb here, so I can reposition. Yep, and yep, just right through just like that. So now that that's in, it should look something like that. Now you're going to want to take a hammer and pound this side in so it's recessed inside here. So that's what we're going to do next real quick, and then we'll pick you guys back up. Alright, so now everything's on and done. Well, next and last, all we gotta do is bleed the brakes. So on these Brembos, I recommend that you start on the outside, then go to the inside. There are 2 bleeders here. There's one right there, and obviously the other one right there. So I couldn't fit my special brake bleeder tool wrench on here, so just a normal 11 mil wrench is all that you're gonna need. Stick that on first, obviously. And then here I just have a piece of clear hose stuck into an empty brake fluid bottle. In this case, I just drilled the hole out. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and stick this bad boy right on the top, just like so. And this is where you ask a friend to go ahead and jump in the car. And before you start pumping anything or opening anything, you wanna make sure that your reservoir is full. I just topped this all up. So that's full. Now Afton's gonna go ahead and jump on in. I'm just gonna prematurely crack it, so I'm sure that I can. All right, so now I'm gonna open it up. Afton, go ahead and to the floor. Close it, go ahead and release. And to the floor. And release. And to the floor. And release. Check your fluid, we're good. One more pump, you just want to go until all the air bubbles are out. Go ahead to the floor. Okay. and close it. That's pretty good. There's only like one air bubble in there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this off. And before I go to put it on the other one, I'm going to go ahead and take that rubber grommet off the top. Like that. Now I can go ahead and dip that right off. Alright, onto the new one. Alright, now kit to the floor. There. Release. And to the floor. And release. Now as you can see, that last pump, it was nice and solid all the way through and through, so I'm going to go ahead and call that good. Pop this back off, pop my wrench off, set that on a paper towel. I'm going to grab a nice clean paper towel and wipe up any residual. And just like that, this side's all bled. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and jump on over to the other side, do the exact same thing, and then we'll just pump the brakes by themselves, make sure you got good positive pedal feel. And once the other side's brakes are all upgraded and bled, we'll throw the wheels on and call her there. The entire brake system's bled, the pedal feels great. Started the car, pressed on it a little bit, and it feels awesome. So now let's check out the hard work. Look at how she fits that wheel so much better, and she just looks so nice. I mean, my word. Look at that, huh? Now that you're all sick, appreciate you all sticking around for this project. Appreciate the help of my buddy Afton. Next Tuesday, we got another fun project coming at you guys. Thanks for tuning in to Crafting Cars. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate you all sticking around to the end of the video. See you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.